Welcome to Wroclaw in Poland. This is the first time that World Archery organizes a World Cup here. Although we have been close by in Legnica 2 years ago for the World Archery Youth Championship. It is usually quite warm in Poland during the summer. But today, as you can see, it's a bit chilly. And yesterday was even worse. How do the athletes adapt to the weather conditions? This is what we want to see today with our video.
I think that weather has a lot of influence on shooting because wind, if it's strong like it was a month ago in World Cup Medellin, it was almost impossible to shoot.
Dealing with the wind, I just really aim off. I really learned how to do that when I lived in California training under Coach Lee because it is so windy there.
With wind conditions, for example, it's more that I aim off, or you can have your bubble in another place towards the wind to have it centered.
When it's windy, you just have to aim off a little bit. If it's very windy, I might be naughty and I might move my clicker a little bit so it's easier. But other than that, I just try and shoot as strong as I can, whatever the conditions.
On raining conditions, I have to adjust my sight a little bit lower to compare to the rain, because it drops on the arrow and you can really feel that.
When your finger tab absorbs water, for recurve shooters, it's a little bit more difficult to shoot and a little bit more difficult to predict where your arrows are going to be going.
I look with the first arrows where it is, and then normally the rain pushes a bit down the arrows for me, so I move a bit more down the sides.
I make sure that I've waxed my string a little bit so it's waterproof, and I'll rub it so I get all the excess wax out first.
I mean, if you have strings that are dry, they're going to get wet and it's really going to affect your highs and lows, and just a lot of little different things that you prepare for.
We're used to practicing in rain and wind back home all the time anyway, so it's not so bad really when you come away.
Hot weather, I use the tackle, the white powder, to take away a bit the sweaty part, and then I try to drink a lot to not feel too much the warm and the hot.
Well, the hot weather can do a bunch of things, and obviously it'll make you a little bit more tired, but you have to make sure that your equipment is well tuned for hot weather. The biggest thing that will happen to a recurve shooter is that your string will start to stretch more than you want it to. So you have to keep measuring your brace height, and that's the distance from your string to your arrow rest basically, or your plunger button. To keep that distance the same is really important for a lot of recurve shooters because that affects how the bow can perform.
I don't change my shot at all in the weather conditions. More than anything, I focus on shooting my shot and shooting it strong, because sometimes shooting a good shot with the shot that you know can overcome the weather conditions.
Thank you all. This was our first Win and Win Fan Archery Reporter video of the week. Stay tuned on archery.tv for complete coverage.